Okay, welcome to the Forensics Detailing channel. Now pay attention, give yourself a slap round the face, have a glug of coffee, get your brain going because there's some information we need to cover here. Now first off, we're going to be trying to review these new-ish, I think they've been out for about a year, I've had it for a while, just haven't used it yet. Koch Chemie with a T, Koch with a T. You get the proper Essex pronunciation here on this channel, geezers. So their new one-cut pad that really looks like it's designed primarily to pair up with P601 all-in-one polish, cut and finish with protection, sealant, which won a recent AOI test. It's pricey. The sealant isn't going to blow you away, but it doesn't tend to on any AOI, but the quality of the abrasive is really high. Now, a little preamble, guys, before we go into this pad. This is important for people that are new to this. So, high cut pads, stiff so you can apply more pressure, tend to be a bit more wiry and coarse with wider pores. So if you're removing more material, it can cope. You're not going to clog the pad up like a fine pad would clog up quickly. So you can pressurize into the paint, collect up more clear coat, use it with aggressive, wider abrasives, if you like, bigger particle sizes or whatever, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the bottom line is you'd use it with a heavy cut compound, and you might, because you're taking out major defects and sanding marks in particular, you know, you need to go hard at the paint. You need to really go hard at the paint. Like hit it with all you got to take out sanding marks. You might want to use wool. So the red is designed to mate up with the red H8 or H9, the newest iteration. So H for high cut, F for fine cut, M for microfine cut, sort of finishing out. They also have green just to make it more complicated. And green tends to be out and out finishing. We might be just like wax, like P101 when you're putting wax down or something like that, you know. So they do have green pads as well, I believe. Now, this is an important thing. The prices of these pads, or the orange, let's go on the price of the orange because that's what we're reviewing. These are the inter-detailing prices. They seem to be available in 3, 5 and 6 inch. £6.95, £11.40 and £12.42. They're okay, those prices. But let's give you some examples. The 5-inch Rupes pads, the yellows, you can probably pick up for, you know, £7 a pad or something, or £8 a pad. So you can go cheaper than this. Zvisa, however you pronounce it, I think, go and have a look, but I think that their orange pad might be a bit cheaper than this as well. So you can get other high quality pads that are cheaper than Kochi, or Koch, whatever. But this is not the most expensive price. I use flex pads and I think they're even more expensive than that. But I don't have those prices to hand. So prices are not cheap, but not like top of market. Now, so we've got the idea of red, yellow, purple. We know that orange is for use with P601, their new AOI cut and finish. Okay, so it has P on it, it means it's protection as well as cut and finish. Now, my first question is, what's the difference between this one cut and the fine cut? Because that's for use with F6, which I assume is going to be a very similar abrasive level to this. If you look at the ratings down the bottom, you know, they're the same. So why do we need a new specific pad to cut and finish? The answer might be you don't. You just go with the yellow. I don't know, because I haven't played around with it. But I've got the yellow here and the orange here, and there are some differences between these pads. This one feels, when I run my finger over it, feels more coarse. This feels like a finer pore. And I believe even on the camera, if I just hold it there, you can probably see that difference, can't you? Looks like a finer pore, a wider pore on that one. But this one is a very dense pad as well. So you should be able to press into it. But maybe the finer pores mean that it gives you a slightly better finish. Or there must be some subtle difference. So the first thing I want to get off in the review, beyond the prices, I've given you the consumer information on that, is that if you're into simplicity, you could probably experiment with using it on your yellow pads if you don't want to have to go and invest in another pad to go into your trio of pads. Because when you invest in this pad, if you're using small ones, you've got to invest in small ones. If you're using large ones, so that suddenly investing in another pad to go in your range could cost you a lot of money. You know, even like hundreds of pounds if you're getting you know, more than sort of 8 or 9 pads. And then you've got to maintain those going forward. The next negative that I want to get into the review is that within this Koch range, I don't see a 2-inch and a 1-inch. Apologies if they've added them. You know, I had to do a quick search. I couldn't find them. They're not on the Interdetailing store. And predominantly, that's the reason I don't use these pads, is because I'm a user of 2-inch spot pads and 1-inch spot pads on this little polisher. And also on the M14 rotary, well, I very rarely polish any nowadays, but I typically use these two machines. I do use these though. So I would have to use different pads from another manufacturer. So that's another thing that the review needs to put in there. Will Koch get them out? I don't know. I hope so. If I've got that wrong, I'll put it in the comments and the description that they do have it. And apologise profoundly, profusely, whatever it is. So there's all the review information, guys. There's all the good stuff. Hopefully you've taken some notes there and it's covered the considerations. So who might be looking to use this pad? Professionals that use AOIs a lot, and this would be a good choice as an AOI. It's a very good choice, actually. Or guys at home that don't want to invest in heavy cut, medium cut, low cut, and all these different abrasives, and just say, John, I'll have this. I'll have this in my garage. I'll have a couple of these. I don't want to worry about the 3-inch. Or I'll have the 3-inch if you've got a mini. And once a year, I'll just go with my car with this and buff it off. I don't have to worry about panel wipes. I don't have to wax over the top. I just use it like I'm about to show you. But professionals will be interested in that as well. Because, you know, very hard to do multiple set correction in one day if you've got to prepare the car as well. So a lot of time, if you're doing a detail in one day, an AOI is a really good option. Like, you know, wash the car down, quickly clay it over with like a clay mitt as best you can, get it inside, get it dry, and get polishing. So here we go. Let's shake this up. Another thing that I haven't said, guys, is you can probably also see the cut. The way these pads are manufactured, I don't know what that trough is around the outside, but they just feel very, very good quality. Very well made. European pads, as far as I know. Very, very well manufactured. The foam, the feature of the Koch pads as well, is that the foam tends to be stiffer than other pads, maybe with the exception of their out-and-out finishing pads. But even this, as a dehologrammer fine polishing pad, even though it's fine, it's got quite a bit of stiffness to it, which is quite good because it gives you the option of pressuring in if you want to. So let's put some of this out on the pad. These bottles are good, so you can control. We've got a bone dry pad here, so we'll go with 4, and we'll wipe the polish off, which is nice. And you just dob that down and it closes the thing. So we're not using a massive amount of polish here. And what we'll do is we'll go over the wing. He's polishing his car again. We'll go over the wing. Let's give you a nice shot there. Let's change the angle. And get my gut out the way. Yeah, you can see that. So if I stand here, let's load up a battery. Oh, I don't think, have I got a battery? Should prepare a bit better, John. Right, don't know if this is fully charged or not. This should give us something. Yeah. So I want you to see the polishing process. So probably there's rubber there, so you should tape that up. The car's clean and dust free. You know, I've given it a bit of wipe over as well, just in case any dust stalks over it. So the first thing is, this pad is very stiff on the panel. It's probably going to need a bit of working. Get a bit of heat into it. When you start heating these pads up, then they can soften up. So that's neither a good or a bad thing, that's just an observation, but it's definitely, if I'm chasing out swirls, I'll definitely be able to pressure in. So we'll spread the polish now. Stand well away from that orange thing. You're going to see me stay well away from that. Now I'm going to crank up to sort of 3.5, something like that. It's just force rotation, and I'm gonna go at the paint. Yeah, nice. Really sick. Broken down. You can really get into the paint with this pad. You can really go at it. You can really sort of like pressure into it. And you're dealing with really high quality stuff here, guys. I could have carried on working that. It's just starting to break down now. And look how easy it is. I mean, now, when you keep going through set after set after set and working, you know, building up more polish, you've got to clean that pad out, you're going to start introducing more and more heat. That panel's cold though. So I mean, this is quality stuff. There's no doubt about it. I've done all the formal gloss testing with P6 and it come right up there. It's, I think, the second highest gloss provided after that HD Speed, which is another fantastic AOI. But this is just top drawer stuff, guys. It really is. I mean, Koch abrasives are about as good as it gets. And these pads, they are about as good as it gets. And they're a real contender. I've given you all the information you need. You should try pads from different brands. See which ones wear out quickly. See which ones allow you to hammer them without delaminating on the surface and you're getting the chunks coming off. You know, that's where they go first. Make sure, obviously, that you don't have any backing plate problems. Don't fry your pads, so don't just keep hammering them on long sets with no breaks and not clearing them out. Because if you just keep going, it's only foam, so all foam pads can be destroyed rapidly. But all you need to know about this stuff, guys, is you're in very, very good hands with Koch Chemie stuff. It's very good. I mean, it's what I use. I need to get some more. I'm running low on this one. So I need to decide whether or not to upgrade to the new H9 or H8, because I still love H8. I don't know if I can buy it anymore. I won't be using these pads because I've got about 500 quid's worth of flex pads that fit all my machines. But my goodness me, if they had the full range, it would be a very, very tempting offer, you know, or proposition, wouldn't it? Very good. That's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts. That's the new Koch one-cut pad from Forensics Detailing. Definitely check it out if the information I've given you resonates. You're going to get a stiff pad that you should be able to cut with. And, you know, you can see there, if I try and get focus, come on, focus. You can see there, oh, Jesus, it's not quite in focus, is it? Why is it not in focus? Just bear with me. This bloody camera. Well, it struggles with focus when it's polishing, but I don't have any machine marring, and this is non-OEM paint. I have a greasy finger mark. So you get the idea. Will this pad be suitable every single time? No, sometimes you might have trying to one stage some aftermarket paint and it's just really prone to marring up. So it's not always going to be the right option. That's why you've got the purple, maybe even sometimes the green when you're trying to finish out paint. So you play around with it, and it seems like, you know, you're going to have all you need with this lot. So thanks for watching, guys. That's the Koch Chemie Orange. Put your thoughts on this in the description. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when